for high school athletes in opioid misuse. The problem and behavioral issue we're focusing on in this intervention proposal is opioid misuse. On average, there are 115 Americans who die each day from opioid overdose. This number is continually increasing and was up nearly 5 times higher in 2016 than it was in 1999. The proposed focus of this intervention is on teenage athletes. This is because teenage athletes are frequently exposed to opioid use to treat pain from injury. Oftentimes, they do not have a sufficient understanding of the potential dangers associated with opioid misuse. Of the 11.5 million people who reported misusing opioids in the past year, more than half of them attributed their misuse to pain caused by injury. We believe that by targeting teen athletes, this will help to increase the awareness and prevent further opioid addictions in the future.
So this first video here is an example of an ACL tear. So we're going to watch Derrick Rose here, number 1 at the top of the screen. He's going to drive to the basket here, and you're going to notice him come down hard on his left knee, and he's not going to be able to fully get up, and he's not going to be able to recover from that. He spent about a year out from competition due to that ACL injury. So this video here is going to include a football player, running back, injuring his arm. This is Raheem Mostert of the 49ers. Football is obviously a sport that involves many injuries due to the physical nature of it. So you're going to see him right here in the middle of the screen fall down. He's going to fracture his arm in several places, and you'll see him being walked off the field there, his arm being supported. That's obviously an injury that's going to take quite a bit of time to recover from and could potentially be career-changing. So this is one of the more gruesome injuries that you'll ever see in any sport, and it was a non-contact injury for Kevin Ware, who played for Louisville men's basketball. And he goes up to block a shot, and he lands on his right leg, and you'll see his shin bone popping out of his skin. And this really was a career-changing injury. You'll watch him there. You'll see his leg start to dangle, and the shin bone will pop right out. And obviously, he immediately, as soon as he sees that, he's obviously in agonizing pain. And that really was a career-changing injury for Kevin Ware, who potentially had NBA dreams that he couldn't follow up on due to the nature of his injury.
Our program will consist of 2 parts: the opioid education part, as well as the resources for opioid alternatives. Those will be put in place after our first 3 seminars that are part of the education portion. These 3 seminars will be held with the athletic department staff, the parents, and the students. The student one being the most important because it reaches our target population. The athletic department staff seminar will inform them of the new resources that we want to put in place as part of this program. This will be with the coaches, the physical trainers, the sports or the team physicians, and all of the staff that they have with the high school that we partner with. The next one will be with the parents, and it will basically inform the parents of all the resources we'll be putting in place as part of this program so that they can be aware of what's happening at the high school with their students in terms of their, I don't know what I would say. This will be important for parents to be aware of what they can, this will be important for parents to be aware of the new resources so that they can help their students or their children as well. And the last seminar will be for the students, and it will educate them on the addictive qualities of opioids and how they can be dangerous even if safely used. It will go into some depth on how opioids affect the body and how it can be really negative for an athlete in particular to use them. And in addition, it will also, our lecturers and educators that work with the program at these seminars will speak about the opioid alternatives that they can use instead. So some of these would be physical therapy, chiropractic medicine, and acupuncture, for example. And they'll talk about how those are natural alternatives that don't come with any addictive qualities that can be used to combat any sports injuries. And those will be spoken about, and some of them will be demonstrated to show the students what they can do instead of taking opioid medicines. The next portion of our program will be the resources for opioid alternatives, and this will be in place throughout the entire semester and throughout the entire sports season for each student. And this will be working in conjunction with the athletic department staff. So, for example, one of these resources would be physical therapy sessions, and each student who is injured or in the course of their sports season will have at least 1 physical therapy session they can get a week. including additional ones if the physical trainers see fit. And then another resource would be athlete office hour appointments, and this would basically be an open appointment where a student can talk to their coach or to the physical trainers or team physicians about their injury recovery plans if they're injured during the sports season. And lastly, we'll also have other supplemental activities. One of these that would be included is yoga for athletes. This would be held once a week, and yoga is proven to be something really beneficial for pain management within athletics. So we thought that that would be a good activity to hold weekly so that if students feel the need to use it, they can. And then we'll also present the students with other sports medicine professionals, their references, so that if they want to see somebody who can perform acupuncture or massage therapy, they can, and those will all be resources within the local community and people they can reach out to for that kind of additional help. And so by combining the resources for opioid alternatives with opioid education, we feel that we can really reach our goal of reducing opioid misuse within the athletic community.
Physical therapy is a very common and essential part of the recovery from an injury. It can also serve as a great alternative for opioid misuse. Physical therapists will take you through an injury-specific program to help with your recovery from injury. These can include strength training, flexibility, and muscular endurance. There are sport-specific, injury-specific, and also age-specific types of programs for physical therapy. In this video, we will watch the IU Sports Health description of how they take athletes through physical therapy programs.
Whether you're a seasoned athlete or choose to be physically active in your free time, Indiana University Health Sports Medicine physical therapists provide evaluation, treatment, and rehabilitation of all types of acute and chronic injuries.
Based on their injury, kind of work backwards. How did this happen? So kind of for diverse detective work.
Our highly skilled sports physical therapists know that every injury is different, just as every athlete is unique.
We are constantly evaluating our patients. We tie in things specific to their sport, specific to their daily needs.
We provide a comprehensive analytical approach to sports rehabilitation, looking at the biomechanics of each person, not only specific to each sport, but to your body type and mechanism of injury.
So it's very individualized, it's very diagnostic, and it's also rewarding because you see them progress through time.
We offer the full spectrum of care, evaluating all types of neuromusculoskeletal injuries and developing a customized treatment plan for each patient, including post-injury functional assessments, so you can make a safe return to your activity.
We see a variety of athletes. Our youngest ones are often middle school, all the way up through weekend warriors and even seniors who are athletes as well.
You'll work with a dedicated therapist, one-on-one, every time you visit, for a personalized experience that makes a difference in how quickly you recover. Our therapists use their background of biomechanics, sports mechanics, and clinical experience to thoroughly analyze each injured athlete and use a process-driven approach to help you return to your activity.
It was really the exercises for Sydney and her willingness to do them that I think really made her better.
We're not just treating you as a patient. We understand what it means to be an athlete because we're athletes ourselves. Our team of physical therapists includes experts in just about every type of sport, from gymnastics to soccer, golf, long-distance running, and more. As a patient at IU Health, you gain the benefit of our collective knowledge and our dedication to collaborative care. With our team approach, your therapist can gain input from one of our other highly skilled therapists, consult with our biomechanist on a motion analysis assessment, refer out to a sports performance trainer as you near a return to sport, as well as consult with the sports medicine physicians who meet with our team on a regular basis. Using this team approach, our musculoskeletal specialists look at your entire movement system and optimize its efficiency through a full range of intervention and treatments available. In addition to experts in virtually every sport, our team includes multiple ASTYM certified therapists and certified orthopedic clinical specialists on staff.
It's not, I can, do a leg press, okay, I'm good to go. There's all these steps in between that we facilitate.
From your very first appointment and throughout the intensive rehabilitation process with your physical therapist, Our focus remains on individualized, one-to-one care for every athlete. It's all part of our game plan to get every patient back to their highest level of performance. For more information about IU Health, Sports Medicine, Physical Therapy, please call 317-962-9830.
Our program, Safe Sports Recovery, main goals are: 1, increase athlete self-efficacy to make healthy decisions to use an alternative pain management, and 2nd, to educate athlete community on potential harms of prescription opioid misuse. Our process objectives, one of our process objectives is that during the next 6 months, we hope 90% of student athletes will attend at least one educational seminar, and the seminars will include information about opioids, drugs, and the benefits of alternative medicines such as physical therapy, chiropractic treatment, yoga, and other forms of pain management as well. Our outcome is that by the end of the first month, 90% of student athlete community, not only athletes but also athletic department staff and parents, will have access to opioid misuse recovery resources free of charge, no fees.
So for our long-term intended outcomes, we are wanting to reduce the incidence of opioid misuse in the athletic community as a whole. This outcome focuses simply on reducing the overall misuse of opioids. This will come in the form of addiction treatment and coaches and staff being more knowledgeable on the topic and prescribing less opioids to athletes. We also want to increase the awareness of risks involved with opioid misuse in athletes. So we'll be focusing on simply providing descriptions of risk factors of opioid misuse, and this goal is not focused on the recovery or alternative methods, but simply identifying the risks. Okay, so for our short-term intended outcomes, we want to increase the amount of people participating in healthier methods of injury recovery, such as physical therapy, acupuncture, and chiropractic medicine. We want to see people using less opioids, but at the same time turning to a form of treatment that will actually help their injuries. And physical therapy, acupuncture, and chiropractic medicine are all forms of medicine that could potentially help treat their injuries when opioids are no longer an option.